It look like the Browns have a tough decision to make. Tomorrow is the NFL trade deadline. Will they make any moves? Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Cleveland. We have to talk about the hottest story in the NFL. That is the Cleveland Browns pretty much carousel. This is a circus of a team, and as of right now, Kevin Stefanski is looking like the ringleader, bro. The man's looking hysterical in a press conference. He don't know what to do. He just lost in his his play calling ability, and in a minute, he's finna lose all his coaching ability.
The Browns are cooking something wild, like a mystery stew made of confusion, chaos, and a dash of desperation. Rumors are flying, insiders are panicking, and somehow everyone's pretending this trade makes sense. What exactly are they planning, and who's about to regret it? Let's dig into this beautiful madness.
Mike, you've coached in the AFC North longer than anybody. What did you make of the rarity of seeing an intra-divisional trade of an experienced quarterback inside the division?
To be honest, it was shocking to me. Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us, because it doesn't make sense to me to trade a quarterback that you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area. But that's just my personal feelings.
The Cleveland Browns are at it again, turning what should be a football season into a full-blown reality show. At this point, calling them a team feels generous. It's more like a traveling circus, and Kevin Stefanski's out there in the middle of the chaos juggling playbooks, excuses, and the last shred of his sanity.
It's looking very, very bad. This is the second year in a row that Kevin Stefanski has to turn over play calling ability to an offensive coordinator. Now, with that being said, tomorrow is the trade deadline. We've seen big moves across the league already. None bigger than Jalen getting traded from the Dolphins to the Eagles. Now, word on the street is that the Eagles was targeting Myles Garrett. They couldn't get Myles Garrett, so they went with another defensive edge rusher.
You can see it in his press conferences. He's got that 1,000-yard stare of a man who's lost both his play-calling duties and his will to explain what's going on. For the second year in a row, Stefanski is handing off play-calling to someone else.
The Chiefs trade their entire team to Cleveland. Cleveland gives up their first and second round picks for the next 45 years. What are the odds the Chiefs win it again? It's winning a Super Bowl is hard. They've already done this team. If you're a real fan, the Chiefs want this.
Yeah,
what has Cleveland ever done with the draft? It gives Cleveland a chance to win a Super Bowl, and the Chiefs, who have already done it with that team, boring.
I love this.
A chance to win forever.
Well, you have to take this deal if you're the Chiefs.
You have to.
Right? It's kind of no question.
But the Browns should do it as well. I think this is the most fair trade possible.
You know it's bad when your offensive coordinator starts looking more like your babysitter. The man's gone from offensive mastermind to please someone fix this mess before I get fired.
Just because he's a guy that can change the game on both sides of the ball, you can never have enough good cornerbacks. You can never have enough good wide receivers. And it would have been nice to see him because I think he's just a great locker room guy. And it was a tough year for Browns fans, let's be honest. And so to get a little bit of excitement and hope on draft day, which is typically our Super Bowl, would have been kind of nice. But I think when you look at the haul that they got, how do you turn that down? I mean, it was a historic haul for being able to just slide back a couple spots and then still get a great player in Mason Graham.
And now, as the trade deadline looms, the Browns front office is apparently cooking something up. The only problem? No one's sure if it's a master plan or just another recipe for disaster. Across the league, trades are flying, big names moving, teams reloading. The Eagles just grabbed another defensive beast because they couldn't pry Myles Garrett away from Cleveland.
Yeah, I got that text during practice.
I was just wondering what your reaction is.
I don't give a damn about the Browns at all. I care about the Colorado Buffaloes. I do love me some Shadur Sanders, don't believe that. I care about him. The rest of that mess, I don't, okay? I'm a coach trying to win just like they're trying to win games, but I could care less of who they traded. I'm pretty sure Pac is going to get on his podcast and do what he does and break it down to you and for you.
Which is honestly surprising. Cleveland usually trades talent faster than they trade excuses, but not this time. Garrett's safe, at least for now. Meanwhile, the rest of the team feels like it's being held together by duct tape and prayer. Then there's Shadur Sanders, the most talked about name in the NFL who hasn't even played a full game yet.
The Browns, yes, the Cleveland Browns have made a splash in the trade. They have traded Dylan Gabriel Sight No, they did not. They did not trade Dennis Gabriel. They traded their most dominant pass rusher, the beast himself, Joe Tyrone Shoyinka. No, I'm not talking about Myles Garrett. They traded Joe for a 2026 round pick, 2026 sixth-round pick from the Cleveland Browns to the Chicago Bears.
He's got this mysterious back injury, and apparently it's bad enough to keep him out, but not bad enough to stop the rumors. Fans are starting to wonder if it's a real injury or just the Browns' way of saying, we have no idea what we're doing, but please stop asking. Every time his name comes up, the whole city holds its breath, hoping he doesn't pack his bags and take half the fan base with him.
This right here is the only move that the Chicago Bears made today. That's it. The trade deadline is over. This is it, which means one thing. Austin Booker, 94. It is your time to shine. You see, your GM, I really wanted him to go and get a big-name pass rusher. Even though I absolutely love you, Austin Booker, I would like to see one more year of you just kind of hanging back a little bit, and the next year, bang! But Mr. Ryan Poles, he fully trusts 94 the rest of the season. We're sitting at 5-3 right now.
And that's not even an exaggeration. Some of these fans are loyal to Shadur like he's a one-man religion. Wherever he goes, they go. If he gets traded to the Raiders tomorrow, half of Cleveland might start Googling how to become a Raiders fan overnight. It's chaos, it's confusion, and somehow it's perfectly on brand. Because if there's one thing Cleveland does better than football, it's turning potential into pure drama.
Chicago Bears have been a little stunted on their defense, pass rush, most notably. I think Joe will give them that little bit of a balance they need. To me, this is like a, I don't know, C, between a C plus, maybe B minus type of trade. Didn't do much for the Bears, but you never know. Sometimes you make that trade and that player takes his overall level up a notch just with the atmosphere. And Chicago is on a roll right now, so we'll see what happens with that.
History doesn't help either. Baker Mayfield, Johnny Manziel, Deshaun Watson. Quarterbacks go to Cleveland the way actors go to soap operas. Full of promise, and then everything falls apart by the third episode. Since 1999, the Browns have had more quarterbacks than the Kardashians have had spin-offs. It's not bad luck anymore. It's tradition. If you're a quarterback drafted by Cleveland, just start house hunting in another city now.
Did you guys see the Jimmy Haslam comments yesterday? Don't worry, I got you covered. It was all in reference to Kevin Stefanski basically sounding like he's going to keep his job after 5-21 start. And it all goes back because he talks about the Deshaun Watson trade was one of the main reasons for the lack of success. You know what? I don't argue that point one bit. Where I have a problem with is using that as the sole reason why we can't win games now. When we have the talent on the defensive side of the ball, we saw the offense move in 2023 when he went down.
And yet, the front office seems to think a crazy trade move is going to fix it all. They're probably in a conference room right now, surrounded by whiteboards and confusion, plotting something wild. Maybe they're trading for another quarterback to sit behind their backup quarterback, who's backing up the starter who's never played. Or maybe they're going full chaos mode, sending Shadur somewhere unexpected just to shake things up. You never know with Cleveland.
Leading up to today's trade deadline, there had been some speculation that maybe the Browns would be buying. And I can tell you, they technically bought. They technically were buyers. They bought themselves a 6th-round pick. They traded Joe Shoyinka and a 7th-rounder in 2026 from the Eagles to the Bears to get a 2026 6th-round pick. We know they've been stockpiling picks. I actually liked the Joe Shoyinka signing in the offseason to sort of add some depth and bolster that defensive line group, but we know they have a surplus of talent at those positions already.
Meanwhile, Dillion Gabriel's out there trying to prove he's the guy, throwing passes like he's in a different time zone. He's got 5 touchdowns, 2 picks, and enough questionable throws to make even the punter nervous. And through all of it, Stefanski's just trying to survive another week without losing control of the locker room, the playbook, or his job. Fans, analysts, even rival teams are watching this unfold like it's a soap opera. Every injury report feels like a plot twist. Every rumor feels like foreshadowing.
Running back who is a bell cow back, but we're going to use 4 as the reason as to why we're 5-21 and he hasn't even touched the field this year. But Zay, if we had money, we could spend it on other players and get it. That's I don't argue that. What I'm arguing is using it as the sole reason as to why we can't win games now when our defense is one of the best, if not the best in the league. So because Deshaun Watson was a miss, we're just going to forfeit every other season moving forward. just going to be content with not scoring 15, 16, 17 points.
So what do you think? Is Cleveland about to pull off a genius trade that shocks the NFL, or just another headline that makes fans cry into their jerseys? Drop your predictions in the comments. Hit that like button if you love the chaos, and don't forget to subscribe for more Wild Browns drama.